Hello Year 6, here we are again, looking at angles. Hope we're all working hard but also having some fun. Right, today we're going to look at opposite angles, vertically opposite angles. Okay, so this person here, now I don't know what you think, but I think he looks like Soren. So he thinks that when two straight lines cross, I'm sure Soren's been thinking about nothing else except this. When two straight lines cross, the angles marked X and Y there are equal. And Soren wants to know, how can we show this? Well, Soren, let's see. So here, let's think that's Alicia there. This is what she did. She got a piece of paper, a rectangular piece of paper, and she drew two diagonal lines. You can have a go at doing this if you like. Then she cut out the two triangles that were in the middle, where the angles X and Y are, and she was left with this. And then she put one on top of the other, and she could see that they were equal. Okay. Oops, missed one. Then this person, let's say that is Dylan Connolly Hart. Hello. He decided to measure the angles. So he's got a protractor here and here. Now I recognise most of you probably haven't got a protractor at home, but he's measured that angle there, and you have to make sure you're reading the right scale. So on this one, on the outside scale, and he's measured it at 50. On this one though, because it's the opposite way round, on the inside scale, and it measures at 50 as well. So you can see that both of those angles there measure 50. Okay. Now this is me, I reckon. Me. Although my hair's not quite long enough to have this bit on, so just get rid of that. Anyway, this is what I'm saying. I'm telling you that each pair of vertically opposite angles are equal, and these are two vertically opposite angles, for example. Whenever you have that, two lines that are crossing, the straight lines, and they're crossing, that will mean that both those angles are equal. Okay? I quite like a bun, I think. Maybe I'll aim for that. See how long we're in lockdown. Okay, so here's some guided practice. As we go through, just pause the video, have a go at the question. You'll need to find for this one angle X and angle Y. There's a couple of things that can help you. For this one, what you need to know, the key bit of information is that that's an angle on a straight line. So 29 plus X is an angle on a straight line. What do angles on a straight line equal? Pause the video, see if you can work out what X is first of all. Okay, so I'm hoping that you've got an angle on a straight line is 180 degrees. And if this one here is 29, remember that's our straight line there. That's our angle. A part of that angle is 29. Oops, don't know where I put it there. I meant to put it there. And then we take that away, and we get 151. So that would make X 151 degrees. Okay, so that'd be 151 add 29 will give me 180 for that straight line. Okay, and then if we look at Y, we can see that that is an opposite angle. It's opposite to that one, so that gives me 151 degrees for that one as well. So 151 degrees and 151 degrees. So then this one is 29 degrees here. And if we just carry on, the other way that you could have done this, sorry Travis wanted my attention there for a second, if we just had done this and gone all the way round, that's 360, okay? So if we know that that one's 29 and we know that this one is also 29 because it's opposite, you could have done, the opposite way you could have done this is to say 58 for those two. 360, take away 58, gives you 302. So X and Y together are 302. So X plus Y is 302. We know that they're equal because they're opposite. So X is 302 divided by 2, because there's two angles that add up to 302, gives you 151. And Y is also 151. So two ways you could have done that. either way is fine. You can tune out if I'm not doing the way that you've done it. Okay, next one. This one isn't about an opposite angle, but we're just trying to find what angle M is. Bit of revision for us here. So pause the video, see if you can work it out. What do you need to know to work it out? Okay, so you need to know that this is angles round a point. It's angles all the way round, and that adds up to 360. So now you should be able to work out what M is. If you've not already had a go, have a go now. So you know that this is 120, you know that this is 90 because this means that it's a right angle. So what is M? Well, 120 add 90 gives me 210. And then if the whole thing here is 360, to work out what M is, I need to do 360, take away 210, and I get 150. So let me get rid of all of that. So M is 150, 90, and that adds up to 360. Okay. Okay, let's look at this one. This one's a little bit tricky. It looks trickier because there's so much more going on. However, what we can do is we can notice a few things. You should be knowing now what to look out for, and what I would look out for are things like angles on a straight line. So there are 3 straight lines here, but the only one that's really going to help you is this one. So pause the video and see if you can work out what N is if you're using that one to help you. Okay, so what I'm saying is that is a straight line, as we said, from here to here is a straight line. So that means, I can find a different colour. Sorry. That from here to here is 180. And I know that this bit is 120, which must mean that that missing bit of that angle there, put that out again, is 60. Okay, so this bit here is 60. Okay, now I know from what I've been told that this is a right angle, and if I know that that bit of that is 60, I should be able to work out what N is. So N is going to be 90 degrees for the right angle. Take away the 60 that we just worked out, because 120 add 60 gives me what that is on a straight line, 180. So 90 take away 60 is 30. So N is 30 degrees. I'll just rub that out. Okay. Moving on. Right, here's some questions for you to have a go at. So pause the video, have a go at these, and then come back to the video and see how you've got on. Okay, so you've got 110 here. So B is easy to get, isn't it? Because that is definitely an opposite angle. So that's your first port of call, I reckon. You can get that quite easily. That's 110. Okay, now we should know the angles all the way around are 360. So if angles all the way around are 360, and these two are 110 each, that means that those two are 220, which leave me with 140 to split between A and C. Okay, so that's 220, and then I need 360, so I've got A plus C equals 140. Okay, so A on its own is 140 divided by 2. I know that these two are equal. Just divide that by 2 and I get 70. Got 70 there and 70 there. The other way to have looked at that if you wanted to, is to say, you might have done it a different way. So that is definitely still 110. That's the easy one to get. And then you could look at this as a straight line. And the angles on a straight line add up to 180. So if that's 110 here, then this one must be 110. Oh, sorry, 180. Take away 110, which would leave you with 70. And then you know that that's opposite to that. So that is also 70. Because opposite angles are equal. Angles on a straight line are 180. So that straight line there, oops, there would be 180. You've got this one already, that's 110. So C must be 70. Okay, oh, this has got lots of colours on. I think I got bored and decided to do lots of different colours. So let's have a look at what we know here. Pause the video, see if you can work out what D and E are. D is relatively easy, remember. Angles on a straight line. Find a straight line that will help you to work that out. Okay, so here's your straight line. This one to this one is a straight line. So that means that this bit here, angles on a straight line, add up to 180. So if this one is 105, you should be able to work out what D is, which will be 180, angles on a straight line are 180. Take away the 105 from here, leaves you with 75 for D. So D is 75 degrees. Because 105 and 75 is 180. So D is 75 degrees. Okay, now you can use your opposite angle knowledge here now to work out E. Have a go at E. Okay, so if you ignore this line, you can see that the other two lines just cross over, don't they? This line here and this line here cross over. There and there. So you've got an opposite angle, which is, let me just make it a different colour so as not to confuse you. And I'll make it dark green. This one, oops. This one here is also 75 degrees because it's opposite to this one. So then again, you've got your straight line here, but this time your angle's on this side, which is 180, and you've got two of the measures in it. You need to add those two together, which gives you 125. And then E is going to be 180 for the angles on a straight line. Take away 125. So it's going to be 55. I can go back and check. I'm moving all of this out. So I've got 75 there, and we said that was 75, and that was 55. And if I add all those together, 105, add 55, add 50, add 75, add 75. Have I got more? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. So 5, 10, 15, 20. 2, 7, add 5 is 12, 19, 26. And 2 add 1 is 3. So 360, which is right. The angle's all the way around. Okay. Next one. Oh, this is lovely colours. All bright and cheerful. So have a go at finding angle F and angle G. So you're going to, angle G will be the easiest one to find. Pause the video, see if you can find angle G. Think about what we're learning in this lesson that will help you. Okay, so hopefully, oops, you notice that this is a straight line and that this is a straight line. and that would mean that this 38 here and this G here are opposite angles. So it should have been relatively easy to find the 38 degrees. Okay, so G is 38, 38 degrees. Okay, and now we want what this one, no, which one do we want what this one is. Okay, so we've got one missing, we've got two missing, we've got F and we've got this one. But can we find out what this one is? Well, I think we can. And there's two ways you could find out what F is. You can first of all find out what F is by adding them all up. So you'd get 38, add 38, add 90, which would give me 8 and 8 is 16, and 16 there. That would give me 166, and then I need to work out what this one is here. So I would think that I've got 38 here. So I've got 90 add 38, which gives me 128, and that is a straight line. So this one needs to add up to 180, so 180 take away 128 is 52, so this one's 52. So if I add my 52 onto there, 218, and then F will be 360 take away 218, which will be 142. So it's 142 because all the way round it needs to add up to 360. All of the angles together all the way round need to add up to 360. I worked out this was 52 because this straight line adds up to 180, and I've got 90, 38 and 52 to add up to 180. The other way I could have done it, which is probably simpler, but often people don't see the simple way, is to think that I know now that that is 38. This is a straight line. So F and G together equals 180. So F plus 38 equals 180. To find out what F is, I'm going to do 108 take away 38, and it'd be 142. So that's 38 degrees and that's 142. Either way is fine. Okay. Okay, moving on. Making great progress. So we're going to move on and do this next one, solving problem angles. Sorry, not problem angles, solving problems involving angles. Problem angles. Right, so this one does start to get tricky. So the ratio of angles A, B and C is 1 to 2 to 3. What does this mean? So if it says the ratio of A to B is 1 to 2, this means that angle B is twice as large as angle A. Okay? If we say that the ratio of A to C is 1 to 3, this means that angle C is 3 times as large as angle A. Because remember from the previous page, A to B to C is 1 to 2 to 3. Okay? Right, so let's have a look. Oh, who's this? This is Scarlett. Double T? Not sure. Anyway, Scarlett. So, she thinks it's possible to find the sizes of angles A, B and C. Is she correct? Scarlett's doing a good job. Right, so we're going to use a bar model. We love bar models. Here's our question. Scarlett thinks it's possible to find the sizes of angles A, B and C. So this bar model shows the ratio 1 to 2 to 3. A to B to C, okay? And we know, because we know all about angles now, that all the way round there, it's 360 degrees. So A, B and C together add up to 360 degrees, okay? We need to know what the value of each bar is. So let's have a look. Try and work out what the value of each bar is here. Count the number of bars. It adds up to 360. Work out what each bar is worth. Oh, hello. So there are 6 bars. So 1 bar is 360. Oh, it didn't copy my divide sign. Divided by 6, which gives us 60. So let's just go back. So that would mean that each of these bars is 60 degrees. I'm sure you got that. So that's 60, 120, 180, 240, 300, 360. Okay. So the ratio of angles ABC is 1 to 2 to 3. So this is A, this is B, this is C. So angle A had 1 bar, didn't it, from here? It had 1 bar. So angle A is 60 times 1, which is 60. Angle A is 60 degrees. Angle B had 2 bars. Let's go back and have a look. There's our 2 bars. So angle B is 120. 60 times 2 is 120. And angle C had 3 bars. 1, 2, 3. So angle C is 60 times 3, which is 180. So those are the sizes of our angles if we were ratioing them out, 1 to 2 to 3. Okay, so, oh, who's that? Let's say that that's, I don't know, is that Harry Moore? Maybe it is. So, Harry thinks it's possible to find the sizes of angles A, B and C. Again, same ratio, 1 to 2 to 3, A to B to C. Can you work out what the angles should be? So think about what we've just done. You have a go now at doing the same thing. So do a bar model, A, B and C. How many bars does A have? How many bars does B have? How many bars does C have? And think about what all these angles should add up to and see if you can work it out. Pause the video, have a go. Okay, so we've still got 6 bars, haven't we? So A is 1 to 2 to 3, 1 to 2 to 3. So A is 1, B is 2 and C is 3. We've still got 6 bars, but this time they're only 180 degrees. Why are they only 180 degrees? Because it's angles on a straight line, not angles all the way around. So we've got 180 degrees, 180, that should be divided by, the dividing doesn't seem to work. 180 divided by 6, which gives me 30. So that means each bar is worth 30 degrees. Okay, so you can see from that, angle A is 30. Here's angle A. Angle B is 60, because there's 2 bars and each bar is 30. And angle C is 90. 3 bars. And if I add all those together, it comes to 180. Okay, guided practice. Have a go at this one. The ratio of angle X to angle Y is 2 to 3. We want to find angle X and which other angle on the diagram is the same size as angle Y. So have a go, pause the video, have a go. I don't know whether yeah. Okay, so this is what we should have done. Here's the question up in this corner. And here's the diagram that we were originally given. And we were told that angle X is 2 to 3 of angle Y. Okay, so if I take just the X and the Y bit of that original diagram, it's a little bit small on there, so I'm just going to flick back. we can just ignore this, can't we? We don't need all of this. It's just this top bit. So we know that x and y together should be 180 degrees, don't we? Because that's your straight line and that's your angle. Okay, like I said, a bit tricky to see on the smaller one, but I've copied it out for you here. So this is the x and the y part of this diagram. Okay, so we know that x and y together are 180. We know that x is 2 to 3, x to y is 2 to 3. I've got 5 units, and I've got a straight degree sign there, I don't know why that's there. But anyway, so 5 units, 180, so 180 divided by 5, and if you worked that out, you'd have 3, 6. So each one of those is 36. So you can work out, we needed to find out, go back to the question, I needed to find out what angle x is. So angle x is 36, 2 times 36, 2 lots 36, which is 72. Okay. And which other angle on the diagram is the same size as angle y? A little bit difficult to see on there, but the other one that's the same size as angle y is angle m, because it's opposite. Okay. You can see there, that's what we've done. So angle x and angle n are the same size because they're opposite. Angle y's are also, and angle m are also the same size because they're opposite. Okay. Okay, questions. The ratio of the value of angle A to B is 2 to 1. So A to B is 2 to 1. And they want you to find a value for angles A, B and C. So have a go, think about what key bit of knowledge do I need to be able to work this out. I think that if you can find out what A and B are, it'll be easy to find out C. Okay, so pause the video, have a go. Right, so here's our question in this corner here. So you can refer back to it. And it says the ratio of the value of angle A to angle B is 2 to 1. Here's my bar model, 2 to 1. I've chosen 180 degrees. Why have I chosen 180 degrees? That's because that is a straight line, and angle A and B are angles on a straight line. So if I split A and B, I've got 3 units, and I've got to split that 3 units between 180 degrees. So 180 divided by 3 gives me 60. So each bit of there, oh no, that's no good, is it? Each bit of this is 60 degrees, isn't it? Have a check. Make sure you understand what's going on. Angles on a straight line are 180. A and B are 2 angles on that straight line, which will be 180. They're in the ratio of 2 to 1, 2A to 1B. So I've got 60 for each, because I've got 3 bars. 180 divided by 3 is 60. So angle A is 60 times 2, which is 120. You can see that there. And angle B is 60 times 1, which is 60. One thing, just as a tip, if this comes up in a question, just make sure you've got the ratio the right way round, that it's 2 to 1, so that angle A is bigger than angle B. Look at your diagram and just check that, because sometimes people write them the wrong way round. Okay, so if you know already that A and B are 120 and 60, think about how you can work out now what angle C is. Well, hopefully you've got that angle C is opposite to angle A. So angle C is also 120. Okay. There it is. Oh, this looks complicated. Okay, so the ratio of the value of angle D to angle E is 3 to 5. I've just got a nice cup of tea brought to me. So, we need to find angles D, E and F. So let's see how we can do that. So let's have a look at this diagram. D and E and F. We know that that's a straight line, and we should be able to find E relatively easily. How am I going to find E? Well, E is 90 degrees, isn't it? Because it's a right angle. Okay. I don't have a blind on this one to pull up, so we'll just have to work through it together. So E is 90 degrees, it's a right angle, and two right angles on a straight line, because it's 180. I know that's 90, so that one must also be in straight right angles. They're both 90. Okay, easy to find. Now I need to find D and F, and I know that the ratio of angle D to E is 3 to 5. Okay, so if I know that E is 90 and it's got 5 parts of the model, and it comes to 90, 5 parts of the model up here. Whoops. That's E. And I know that E is 90 because it's a right angle. I can work out what each bit of the model is, can't I, by doing 90 divided by 5, which gives me 18. Also, I think 18. Okay. So if I know that each of those is 18, I can work out what D is by saying that 18 times 3 is 54. So D is 54. Now can you work out what F is? If D is 54, what's F? Pause the video, try and work it out. Oops, sorry. Flicking all over the place. Right, if we know that D is 54, we can use that to work out F. So again, angle on a straight line, D is 54, so F must be 180. See there, 54 degrees plus F is 180. 180, take away 54, gives me 126. Angles on a straight line, 180. And that's it for today. Hope you've enjoyed that lesson. Enjoy is maybe too strong a word. I hope you got through that lesson okay. If there's any bits you don't understand, I do encourage you to go back over them. Obviously this is not the ideal way to teach you, but we're all doing our best, and that includes you, and I'm really proud of the way that you're embracing this. If anyone's got any problems, leave me a message on Classroom. I do pick them up periodically through the day, and you'll already know that. If you've already left me a message, I've tried to pick them all up, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll see each other